Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Jasmine. If you have never visited before, welcome. If you've been here before and you're a subscriber, welcome back. I appreciate you. I am doing a no-buy year, and you may or may not have heard of what exactly that is. So I'll do a little bit of explanation of what it is, and then I'll kind of jump into the reasons why I am doing a full year of not buying certain items. So first, a no-buy year is essentially just not spending money on things that aren't essential for 365 days. In my case, it'll be specific items. I will not limit my purchases only to like essential things. And I think there's just like one small thing that might be outside of the realm of essentialness for life, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's just not spending money on something or certain things for a full year. This was kind of, I think, made more famous by a couple people. Most recently, a beauty YouTuber, or I think she started her channel actually on this whole idea of doing a full no-buy year of beauty items, because we all know that if you purchase one eyeshadow palette, it's like a rabbit hole and you purchase 500 of them before you know it. So her name is, I think, Hannah Louise Poston. I might be saying that wrong, but I will link her channel down below. And also there's a famous book and TED Talk. Michelle, I think it's McGagh. I might be pronouncing her last name wrong as well. I apologize for that. I know about last names being pronounced wrong, so I understand. But she did a full no spend year, and then she did a TED Talk on it, and she now has a book about it, and I definitely will share her information down below. Her TED Talk was great. And then I have not purchased the book, but since I'm into my no buy year, I'll purchase it in 2019 as a kind of follow-up of, I guess, my whole experience. So that's exactly what a no-buy is. And so now let's jump into what do I mean by a no-buy. So what is it that I'm not buying? I mean, if you follow my channel, you probably know that my content here is primarily planners and crafty items and things like that. So I am actually not purchasing anything planner related. So no planner stickers, no planner accessories, no washi tape, no more planners, no like notebook jackets. Anything planner related is actually going to not be purchased in 2019. Starting, actually, it's January 2nd, 2019 is my official no buy start date. And then in addition to that, I'm also not purchasing makeup items. So I have a large makeup collection. You'll see pretty soon, because I've already filmed the video for it, a vanity cleanup, and you'll actually get to see all that I have in my makeup collection. And I've done several declutters, and I at one point worked at Sephora, I worked at Ulta, I've been a makeup enthusiast, so I have stuff, right? More stuff than you actually need. And so my goal is to actually just minimize that, whichever one that is, to only the essentials. And so my goal is to hopefully hit pan on a lot of things and just declutter a lot of stuff and throw out stuff that's old over the year, and then get down to maybe like some storage on my desk or my vanity that will suffice for my makeup needs. So no more makeup items. And I'm gonna look here because I have my list. Gotta have a list. So no more makeup items. Oh, no craft supplies. That includes like vinyl, ribbon, tulle, fabric, glue, because I have enough glue. Just no crafty supplies, because one of my more recent videos, I did a whole haul of like crafty things, and I planned on doing Making It Mondays, which is still part of the plan. But then in the month of December, I got the flu. My kids, I have 2 toddlers, they got the flu. My husband got the flu, and then we traveled for the holiday. So yeah, the moms out there, you get me. So my Making It Monday kind of fell to the wayside, but for the month of December, but it is something that I want to take into the new year. So no more crafty items, no clothing or clothing accessories, jewelry, things like that are a no-go for the year. I have enough, I think. And actually this necklace I brought out of storage just recently after I cleaned my vanity. I found like a whole bag of necklaces and jewelry that, because I used to buy them from there's an indie site, and I love, like, you know, different pieces, and it's all costume for the most part. There are a couple of things that are really valuable that, you know, I don't have any plans of making large jewelry purchases either. So, but maybe my husband does. Honey, if you're watching, it is our 5-year anniversary this year. But other than that, no clothing, no shoes, socks, undergarments, jewelry, purses, accessories, none of that this year. As part of my no spend as well, because it's just not things that are essential. And last but not least, nothing for the home. So no home accessories, no home decor, no new appliances. I don't think that we are making plans to do any of that. So nothing big for our home as well. Also, as part of like the makeup, no hair care or skincare products either. So now let's get into what I will be buying. The one somewhat, I mean, you could say it's planner related because I know a lot of planner people purchase these items, but the one thing that I will be purchasing are pins, and that's Pension pins, because I am a collector. I don't buy them just to buy them. I don't buy them to use them all. I do use them. I don't buy them just for that. I also purchase them as part of the collection that I have been growing for, I think my first one was purchased either in 2014 or 15, so 3 to 4 years right by now. But I won't be purchasing them in like duplicates and triplicates as I have in the past. So I will just be purchasing one of whatever collection that interests me, and maybe not all of them either, but whatever collection interests me for the year. So that's it. And that's it. That could be, I guess, kind of considered planner related, but I don't think they're planner related because I mean, pins, you use them outside of your planner too. We will be purchasing experiences, and I'm even considering that this year, or we're considering this year, that our experiences or our birthdays, the kids' birthdays and our birthdays, could be more experience based instead of gift based. So like buying, you know, going somewhere or taking the kids to do something specific or us doing something as a family, instead of it being like, you know, what kind of gift are we giving? And I think also, as we are thinking about gifting for other people, considering purchasing experiences for them as well, instead of like just something for them to have, you know. Of course, food, I mean, that goes without saying, and we definitely need to get better at meal planning. So definitely purchasing food and any home supplies, so like toilet paper, cleaning supplies when necessary. I purchased some Grove stuff last year and I still have a ton of it. So like I mean, we just had to buy some dish soap the other day, but that's it. So cleaning supplies and things like that are essential for us to have a well-kept home. And that's about it. I mean, just the essentials, right, for us to get through everyday life, are what I'm going to be including in my no buy year. So those are things I will be purchasing. And so, I mean, with this, of course, some people are going to say, well, Jasmine, why a full no buy year? Why not a no buy month or a no buy week or just a no spend or a limited? I actually am doing this for several reasons. And so I think because of why I'm doing it, I think it's better served to spend actually a full 365 days or more really taking the time out to do this. And so let's get into why. I mean, why on earth all these cute things that come out all the time, and they are so stinking cute, right? Why on earth would I want to not buy them? And I will say that one of the more difficult things that came up when I was making this decision, and my husband, actually, we're both making the decision to have a no spend year, him specifically on something that he loves very much. He's not going to buy it all this year, and we're doing that, for moral support of each other. So, but one of the things that we kind of considered was supporting small businesses and supporting Black-owned businesses and supporting the people that we kind of love and have grown to love and know, and their business ventures, because we do that not just through our online communities that we're in, but also through our local community. But I think in the end, it's like we have to really prioritize us and what we're wanting to work on for ourselves and for our family. And so it just came down to knowing that it's not that we don't want to support those people, and we will find ways to support them without our dollars. Maybe it'll be with our time and things like that. But it just, our family and what we wanted to do this year was a lot more important. So we love you guys. It's just, we're not spending our money with you for a while, but we still love you very much. Seeing my videos, you've seen that I like buying things. I like supporting people, supporting the shop owners, especially with planners and supplies and stickers and stuff like that. I love to plan decoratively for the most part. I had a little bit of seasonal blues, especially before us getting sick, and then with us getting sick, it just kind of got a little bit worse, but I think I'm on the upswing now. And so I occasionally will take time off from investing in that as far as like my time and stuff, but I still buy these things because they're pretty and they're pretty to look at, and that's what was making me happy for a while. But I think that was also like the problem, right? So one of the biggest reasons is like just being mindful of where I am placing kind of my happiness, and if it's in material things, then is that really happiness that's going to be sustainable? And so being also mindful of how I'm being influenced, because as we look on social media and as we involve ourselves with certain communities of people who are fans of this and who love this, and there's definitely influence there. And so just me being really mindful of how what I'm seeing is influencing me, how what others are doing is influencing me, and how that then is influencing my purchases. So not seeing something that someone bought and being like, oh my God, I have to get it, and buying that without much thought of, what do I already have to use? Also, I have a large collection of stuff that I need to use, right? And so I think buying stuff to cover up the stuff was starting to become the thing. So like buying organization stuff because I have all of this stuff, and now it's just like, well, I bought the stuff, I'm organizing the stuff. And if you watch my Instagram stories, you see that I'm often organizing the stuff because it's like so much of it. And so that then eats into time. And then that means I'm also not using those things that I purchased. And so I really want to be more aware of where my time is being spent this year. And that includes like time not shopping at Target or Michael's or Joann, not spending hours and hours of my day at those places, and time not, and not spending time reorganizing and organizing and moving around piles and things in my craft room or in our home because we just have so much. And so that's also a reason why I'm doing this year, and the reason why my family is actually doing this year, having a lot more purpose in how we're using our time, right? Of course, financially, I think to see probably the difference in how much we're able to save, how much debt we're able to pay off this year and things like that is probably going to be a lot eye-opening, or at least actually I think it's going to be a big eye-opener for us. So that is another reason why. So finances, talking about money is kind of like ew to me, but I am going to spend this time, actually when I do monthly updates, I'll talk about the money that I didn't spend, right? Because there are certain things that last year I was buying on routine, and even the year before when someone would do like a $2 this or a wiggle this, I was like, oh, buying it. So like keeping track of like what I would have spent is probably going to, be interesting for this year. I also I want to have better habits about, the things that I'm doing, better spending habits, better time management habits, you know, better habits for like cleaning and organizing, right? And if I'm not adding stuff to the things that I already have, then I could definitely have a better maintenance about those things as well. And then last but not least, I really want to share this journey with others who might, you know, have some feeling of overwhelm with the things that they're purchasing, be it planner related, makeup related, you know, just things that they're bringing into their home. I think it has always helped me to see how others are going through their journey of things. I'll link a couple people down below that I've watched so far about their no spend year. I think Hannah said it in her video, like 2019 is going to be the year of no buy, and so I'm going to be following along with a couple other people as well to see how they're going, kind of as moral support, you know, to encourage them in the comments. And I hope others who are doing the same will encourage me as well. But I want to share this with you all who are, especially with planner stuff, feeling kind of overwhelmed, because the influence is real, right? Like, if you are one of those people who says, you know, oh, I've never been influenced by anything, I watched so-and-so stories, I see them buying these planners, then this is not going to be for you, right? But I mean, the reality is that is the case, right? We have people who, and I definitely see this as like where they support each other, and so they share the things that either someone sends to them or that they buy, and then you see it and it's like, oh, you know, they have it, look at how they're using it, I think I can use it like this. And so it then begins to, you know, sort of like pile up in the collection of stuff that you have that you might not even need because you thought that it would be useful for you. So I mean, it's not to knock anybody. I think, like I said, I want to support these small businesses out there. I love that. I will support them. It's just not going to be with my dollars this year. And so I think having people support each other is like one of the best things that could happen in this community. I love seeing that. And so more power to you. But for me and my family, this is what we're doing this year, right? And so those are like the reasons, you know, the like real reasons why we're into it. It doesn't have anything to do with like, oh, consumerism this, the man that, no. It's really just like us personally deciding that this is how we want to invest our 2019 and maybe beyond, and kind of towards meeting some of our own personal family and marriage and financial goals. This is the best decision for us to make. So now here comes the frequently asked questions, right? So like some of the things that went through my mind, and I know some of the things that people commonly ask are like, what about new releases? What about when you see something that like you don't have? I just won't get it, right? I'll have to repurpose what I do have and make it work for what I need. And so I think that happens a lot, especially in the planner community, is that we see something that's new and we think, oh, that's new and different, I need that. When in actuality, you already have something that will serve that same purpose. And it, you know, and it means that you don't actually need that thing. You don't need to purchase that. You just need to use what you have and purpose it for the way that you need it, that you see that you need it based on what someone else has. And it's usually that you actually don't need it, and it's not going to work for the purpose that you think it is. And it's just like something new that you want to have, and it's cute and it's shiny, but it's not really something that you need, right? Also, what if I run out of something? Like, what if I run out of coffee stickers? I'm going to just have to write coffee in my planner, right? So like there are other things that you can use for that. What if I run out of, I don't know, what if I run out of glue? I'll use tape. You know, I have tons of washi tape. I'll make do, right? And this is not at all to sound sarcastic or anything like that. It's truly things that went through my head when I was making this decision, because, you know, I am a shopper by nature. I'm a collector of things sometimes, and it's just like at some point the collection needs to serve a purpose, right? So we're not gonna talk about my pen collection though. It is serving a purpose right there on my shelf, looking beautiful. Another thing is like, what if you have to replace something? Well, if it's essential, we'll replace it, right? Like if something breaks, we will replace it. If we run out of tissue in the bathroom, my husband's name won't be Tom, working at a button factory. Have you guys ever played that game? Sorry if I'm sounding nasally. Still getting over that. We will replenish it. If something breaks, we'll replace it. It's just, you know, those are things that if they are essential, we'll get it. If they're not essential, we'll go without it, and we'll see how it goes. You know, like right now I have several backups of face wash in a drawer near my vanity. I probably won't be buying facial wash this year, you know. And I have exfoliators, I have moisturizers. I have a moisturizer I just bought, so I probably won't be purchasing those things. I have tons of travel size ones because I was subscribed to Ipsy. I won't be purchasing probably those things this year, but if I do run out, because I do have terribly dry skin, if I do happen to run out, I will replenish it, right? Like those are things that I feel like, there are some things that I know are essential. We have a list of essentials for us, and that's just how we're gonna roll for 2019. What about your family? How's your family being included in this? So I've kind of mentioned already my husband, not just for moral support, but also to kind of be more aware of his time and his spending habits and things like that, things he's investing his energy into. He's decided to cut out one thing that is specific for him, and if he says it's okay for me to share, I'll share it in a later video. We'll talk about like what does that mean for our finances and how much we saved. Also, my kids are little, right? And they've known getting lots of things, and they've known not getting lots of things, and I don't think that this will be a wrench in their plans. Like I said, we will invest in experiences, so if over the summer my son wants to be involved in some kind of camp, I think that would be an awesome experience. My daughter's 2. She just loves to be around mommy and daddy, so we will be there, and I think us not spending money or time away shopping and things like that will mean more time spent with her, so she's gonna get, I guess, the positives of that really quickly, very easily. So that's it, right? That is going to be our no buy year. It's going to be my no buy year. I hope that you will follow along. I hope that if you're considering this, that you just do it, right? I kind of share with you in this video some of the things that were holding me back, may have been holding me back. I guess seemingly silly things that were questions that popped up into my head for why I shouldn't do this or like what'll come of it. And it's just like, you just have to do it if that is where your heart is leading you, maybe where you are being led to be better for you, to be better for the people around you. And so I hope that you will join me on this journey, this 365 days of no buy. And if you have any questions, definitely leave them down below. I would love to dialogue with anybody who's interested. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video.